Hey Clayton, I'm going to put this deli set together that Steph got for me a while back, either for my birthday or for a Christmas present like last year. Because, as you may know, it's spring break, which means I have a little more time this week to put together a larger set, and it really fits with the hot dog vendor I put together a few weeks back. While I put it together, let's talk economics. When I said I was going to put this set together, Steph and I talked about whether Heart Lake City or Lego City had a better economy. And I have to say it's probably Heart Lake. After all, this deli doesn't even really fit in Lego City. It's a creator set. Heart Lake has tons of boutique delis and grocery stores and veterinary clinics and a bunch of other stuff. Lego City has lots of raw goods from their mining ventures and lots of construction jobs, an occasional banker hospital, and lots of crime. I've talked about this before. And this makes me think of our own economy. What is an economy? How important is it, and why? It's my understanding that the most important part of an economy is money changing hands. Little Sally buys a sandwich from Robert, and that allows him to go and buy more Dijon mustard, which will maybe make more people come to his deli, but at least it'll perhaps make little Sally happy. And Robert can pay his bills and buy things he likes or wants so that someone else can do the same, and etc., etc. That's the economy. And that's why when an economy is on a downturn, the government finds ways to get people to go buy things, or gets businesses to pass money around more. They'll lower interest rates on short-term loans or give a larger tax return back. The government plays other roles in the economy. Probably the most talked about is regulation. Regulations usually make the cost of goods go up. Roger has cleanliness requirements for his deli and meat quality standards, and both of those cost him money, so he has to raise his prices. Sometimes this is a good thing. If bad meat leads to more people getting sick and they have to go to the hospital, they may have to take days off, which means a decrease in pay. And if a whole lot of doing this, they will have less money to give other people and the economy takes a hit. That's sort of the measure of what makes regulation worth it. Is the cost of prevention worth more than the cost of the alternative impacts on the economy? For instance, if a company dumps pollution in the river, do they prevent other economic industries from thriving like fisheries or recreational economic activities? There are lots of theories on how the economy should work, with two primary poles and lots of room in between for compromise. The question is whether or not people looking out for their own interest is sufficient to produce an economic climate that's ideal for everyone, or if some collective should have a say on the behalf of the collective. Anyway, I won't get too much into it, except to say, in my opinion, both schools of thought have serious flaws. A bunch of people acting in their own best interest doesn't seem like it could produce any sort of mutual benefit. And on the other hand, people are too prone for looking out in their own self-interest to really advocate well for a collective. Never minding that there's lots of mandatory participation based on needs, which leads to the whole problem of rational free actors. Economists like to talk about rational actors, people that always make the best decision, and free actors, people who are always able to do best for themselves. There's this great book called Thinking Fast and Slow I recommend on the topic, but suffice it to say here, both of these are really bad assumptions. At the end of the day, I think the thing that's most surprising to me, Claiborne, is that here we are with a society that's largely defined by its economy, a fallout of philosophers from 500 years ago, before there was an internet or flight or getting married because you wanted to. It doesn't have to be this way. Our society doesn't have to make decisions based solely on money. For instance, Bhutan as a society is driven by the happiness metric for its citizens, not a GDP. And there's something to that. Now I admit that, because the world is a lot smaller now than it was 500 years ago, metaphorically of course, it's hard for us to just buck the system when we not only participate in our local and national economies, but we are a part of this big global society that has also sort of decided that everything comes down to economics. And this isn't a terrible thing. It's allowed us to matriculate inequality and to focus efforts on bringing the global community together. And many of us are fortunate. Because of this, we are able to not slaughter cows or grow wheat. We can just enjoy a bacon cheeseburger from our corner deli. Claiborne, I hope you have a good week, and I'll see you on Tuesday. Over and out.